Now let's talk about the United States of America. Just a few months ago, it felt like India and Washington were finally marching in step. The world's oldest and largest democracies found a common cause, and that was China. Washington saw a rising India as a counterweight in Asia. India saw the US as a partner to diversify its military investments and to power a tech-driven future. The leaders smiled for cameras, joint drills got new names, and statements talked about shared values, about how this was a natural alliance of two democracies. But the thing is, alliances are not forged on press releases. Alliances are tested in difficult moments. And for Donald Trump, that test came last week, the test of the India-Pakistan conflict. So how did the US fare? Well, it's a difficult assessment, and there are three reasons for that. Number one, of course, is Donald Trump and his incessant statements about playing peacemaker. You see, the stoppage of fire came on May 10th. It was a decision made by India and Pakistan, yet it was Trump who announced a ceasefire. He jumped the gun, he announced a ceasefire. He said Washington had brokered it, and that he used the leverage of trade to get both sides to stand down. India has rejected those claims. New Delhi says this was and is a bilateral conversation, but Trump doesn't seem to get the hint.
And I just thought it was something we could get involved in, and I did a good job, Marco did a good job, and JD did a good job. We sort of were a team, and we, I think, convinced them to let's have peace and let's go and make trade deals. If we can make trade deals, we like that much better than nuclear weapons.
He mentioned it thrice just yesterday, not once, not twice, but 3 times, as if he couldn't resist, as if this was his favorite story to tell.
Just days ago, my administration successfully brokered a historic ceasefire to stop the escalating violence between India and Pakistan, and I used trade to a large extent to do it. I said, fellas, come on, let's make a deal. Let's do some trading. Let's not trade nuclear missiles. Let's trade the things that you make so beautifully.
The story has all the classic Trump elements: the bargain, the bravado with Trump painted as the hero, and of course, the self-congratulatory twist.
Or maybe we can even get them together a little bit, Marco, where they go out and have a nice dinner together. Wouldn't that be nice?
But in India, the message landed differently. New Delhi is not looking for a dinner date with Pakistan. India has long maintained that this is a bilateral issue. No third wheeling here. Also, India and Pakistan are not the same. One is sponsoring terrorism, the other is countering it. So equating both these countries does not work. As for Trump's dinner invite, it was neither hilarious nor helpful. And the dinner invite is not America's only problem. Here's the second one. The IMF bailout for Pakistan. Amid this conflict, in the wake of the Pahalgam attack by Pakistani terrorists, the International Monetary Fund gave more money to Pakistan, more than $2 billion. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see a pattern here. A terrorist attack sparks an Indian retaliation. Pakistan rattles a nuclear saber. The West urges restraint, and then it promptly rewards Pakistan for starting the fire. The IMF insisted that the deal had been in the works for months, that it was finalized weeks ago. But the fact is, the final approval came at the peak of hostilities. And that is a major red flag, especially because the US could have blocked it. The US holds a veto-wielding majority in the IMF. It can veto IMF decisions and loans, but it has allowed 24 bailouts for Pakistan. This is the highest number for any country anywhere in the world at any point in history, the highest ever, 24 bailouts for Pakistan. This is not economic aid, this is strategic enabling. Why is the US rewarding Pakistan for exporting terrorism? That's the second red flag. And the third one is this: delays in the supply of military equipment to India. We signed a deal in 2021, a deal between India's Defence Ministry and a company called HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. This was a 48,000 crore rupee deal for the procurement of 83 Tejas jets. Now, for this, the engines were to come from the US. From an American company called GE Aerospace, they signed a contract to deliver 99 jet engines. The deliveries were scheduled to begin in March 2023. They did not. For 2 years, India waited. HAL did not have engines, so it could not deliver the Tejas jets to the Indian Air Force. Finally, the deliveries began only this March after a 2-year delay, just weeks ahead of the conflict. So where does that leave the India-US relationship? Now, to be clear, this is not a crack in ties. On paper, India and the US are still strategic partners. We are collaborating on defense and on technology. We have common interests vis-a-vis China. All of that stands. Washington is still a preferred partner, but it cannot be presumed to be a reliable one. Because in diplomacy, as in life, it's not what you say, it is what you do that defines the relationship. At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert, but what you will get is what we owe you, and that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat, and when we do, we will tell you. Like yesterday, we ran visuals from a registered news agency. That visual turned out to be fake, so we are taking accountability. And from now on, we will cite the source of every visual, every picture, every video that you see on Firstpost will have a source mentioned. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.